Hello everyone, I'm Kevin Frazier, and this is EA Sports Game Changers.
Today, he's one of the NFL's toughest tight ends, but it wasn't always easy for the Jaguars' Marcedes Lewis. Then, save the drama for your mama. One basketball coach takes a different approach to get his team into shape. Plus, what are the MLS champs doing on the runway? We'll take you backstage with the star player who has his own fashion show. And there's a reason Madden NFL looks and sounds so much like real football. You'll meet the secret team who puts their game in the game.
Welcome to EA Sports Game Changers. I'm Kevin Frazier, and let's get right to the good stuff. NFL tight end Marcedes Lewis grew up in Los Angeles. He was a superstar for UCLA and has played 8 stellar seasons with the Jacksonville Jaguars. But Marcedes' childhood was far from a fairy tale. In fact, it's a story with some unexpected twists and turns. Our Allie LaForce has the details.
For most football players, dreams of playing in the NFL are planted long before ever setting foot on the field. But Marcedes Lewis wasn't like most football players. In fact, if he had his way, he would have never started playing the game.
At the beginning, I didn't love football. All my friends were outside playing, it was hot, but I'm the only one catching the bus to go to football practice in pads. And so I didn't like it. I ended up ditching practice. If I wanted to go play video games at the laundromat, that's what I did for 2.5 hours, and then I just came home and acted like I went to practice. I put my pads in the dirt and do all type of stuff.
The only problem was Marcedes' team was short on gear, and one day his coach came knocking on the front door.
He was like, "I'm here to pick up my equipment," and I'm like, "For what?" And he was like, "Marcedes hasn't been to practice in 2.5 weeks." I said, "You're gonna finish the season, and if you choose not to play after you finish the season, then that's fine because I don't raise quitters."
Yvonne has always been a fighter. She had Marcedes when she was 15 years old and his brother Ashley 3 years later. As a single mom, she worked 3 jobs as she struggled to put food on the table. That meant Marcedes had to be the man of the house, having to feed and take care of his younger brother.
It's kind of like either I take on this responsibility and make my mom proud, or I get in trouble and she has to stay at home and she can't work and we won't survive.
You do what you have to do to make sure your kids are taken care of.
You had a very corrupt vision of your biological father, and on top of that, your mother had boyfriends who were abusive towards her. Michael comes into the picture. What was your first impression?
Honestly, he was white, so at that point, I'm like 9, and I'm like, Mom, what are you doing?
He didn't say anything bad, but I feel like he was more shocked than anything, like, I'm bringing this white man into our home.
But first impressions don't always tell the whole story. Michael became the one man Marcedes could trust. Michael and Yvonne have now been married for more than 20 years, and their family is stronger than ever.
We learned from each other. You know, it was the first time being a parent for me. Walking into a house, he was the man of the house. Here I am walking in. So we kind of, co-managed.
Yeah, I respected the fact that how he carried himself and how he was able to come in there and take care of my mom. The fact that he was able to do that is why I respected him and loved him more each and every day.
When I came in the picture, they accepted me as part of the family. They already had a family unit and I became part of the family, and that's just it. It's never changed.
Once Marcedes had stability, football came easily. At Long Beach Poly, he was one of the most sought-after tight ends in the nation. He chose to play for UCLA, and in 2005, he won the John Mackey Award, given to the top tight end in the nation. The next year, he was a lock to go in the first round of the draft.
It was like the anxiety of leaving my family, because this would be my first time actually leaving. I went to high school here, college ball here, and now I don't know where I'm gonna be at.
He ended up in Jacksonville as the 28th pick. And let's just say he hasn't disappointed. In 2010, he tied the team's single-season touchdown record, earning a spot in that year's Pro Bowl. But even though he's playing more than 2,000 miles away, His heart remains with Long Beach Poly.
Touchdown! Touchdown, baby!
That's where I'm from. That is what I'm about. That was my dream, to play high school football at Long Beach Poly.
What's it feel like when you go back?
Nostalgic. All the time. Like it never gets old neither.
That's why he checks up on his alma mater any chance he gets. Like earlier this season when his team was in California to play the Chargers. His generosity extends beyond his time. Each year, his foundation sponsors a football camp at the school. And 2 years ago, he donated $20,000 to the athletic department.
I always said that if I was ever on the platform to be able to give back, I would do it in a heartbeat.
He's dedicated his life to giving back, not just to his school, but to the woman who sacrificed everything to give him a better life.
When you come back here to your hometown and you see your mother who is happily married, they're in the house that you bought them as a gift, how does it feel to be able to help your mom for all the years that she helped you?
Everything that I've done for my mom will never amount to everything that she's done for me. This is just a token. This is just thank you. I know I can't repay you for everything, but I'd sure try.
For more NFL content, go to NFLrush.com.
Coming up, it's boot camp basketball style. Arkansas coach Mike Anderson takes a unique approach to team building. And how many athletes have their own fashion line? You'll meet the MLS star who can impress with his defense and his design. Plus, they take their experience from the field and put it in your video game. The amazing athletes behind Madden NFL.
Welcome back. This next story is about a college basketball coach who has his players wake up well before sunrise to train with the military. Allie LaForce traveled to the EA Sports Maui Invitational to see Mike Anderson's troops in action.
This high school gym in Maui overlooks the Pacific Ocean as far as the eye can see. But the Arkansas Razorbacks didn't come here to enjoy the view. Not on Mike Anderson's watch.
Go! That was one.
Anderson, in his third season as head coach of the Arkansas Razorbacks, is not here on vacation. This is a business trip. And he's in the winning business. After missing the NCAA tournament in his first 2 years at the helm, Anderson started season 3 with a 6,000-mile journey to the Maui Invitational. It's the first step in a trip back to March Madness.
Besides the obvious reasons of bringing your team out to Hawaii, why bring them all the way out here?
Well, I found out a little more about ourselves, but more importantly is you get 3 games and play in one of the best tournaments, I think.
Catch and go! Catch and go!
It give you a chance to test your depth, find out your guys that are ready to play in primetime setting. And as I said, just getting our team more prepared.
Hands behind your back! Hands behind your back!
Mike Anderson's path and preparation to be a Division I coach began early. He played and coached for the legendary Nolan Richardson.
Coach Nolan Richardson was a demanding coach, and with that being said, I played for him and coached for him with him, so it's obviously my teams emulate what he does, and if we can emulate what he did, all they did was win, played exciting basketball. It's entertaining, it's fun, and it's hard to play the way we play.
For players like point guard Kiko Hadar, Coach Anderson runs the kind of program that makes winning become a habit.
I've told a lot of people, I think Coach is a great person to play for. He demands that you play hard and you bring a good attitude, and the rest kind of takes care of itself. He stays out of the way, but he makes sure that we're doing the right things, and I just think he's a great guy to play for.
Every practice, Anderson is always teaching and always stressing discipline and toughness, and not always on the court.
Everybody be patient. Be patient.
This is an early morning practice, like no other in the country. No basketball in sight, just the Razorbacks team and members of the United States military.
Task, get all members of your team and equipment across the obstacle within a designated time or upon completion of the course, whichever comes first.
For 2 full days, the Razorbacks trained alongside members of the University of Arkansas's ROTC, the Reserve Officer Training Corps. From the break of dawn until late at night, the players were pushed to their limit in a series of rigorous team building and leadership exercises.
Hopefully this will trigger in a winning mindset, just trying to create a family atmosphere where, you know what, I got your back.
Let's go help the rest.
Bonding is taking place on this team. Let's see where this leads to. Can this make us the ultimate team? We got to rely on each other.
Back at the gym in Maui, it's pretty clear watching these close-knit Razorbacks that those 2 days of ROTC training have really paid off. The Razorbacks left Maui with a hard-fought 6th-place trophy in a tough tournament won by Syracuse University. But these Arkansas players will not soon forget the lessons they learned training at the break of dawn and practicing in this gym high atop Maui, where inside the words from their leader, Coach Anderson, are even more inspiring than the view outside.
We hogs on 3, 1, 2, 3. We hogs.
Coming up, lots of athletes like to look stylish. This one has his own fashion line. Plus, it takes more than computer code to make Madden NFL. Meet the football team that makes this game so unique.
Welcome back. Aurélien Collin is the kind of player that fans love. The French soccer star plays for MLS champs Sporting Kansas City, and after every single home game, he gives his jersey to a fan in the crowd. But don't worry, he's going to be okay. He has plenty of other shirts with his name on it because Aurélien Collin is more than just a soccer star. He's a fashion designer. No, seriously. Just ask Ross Thomas, who went to see for himself.
It's the moment every soccer player dreams of, a goal in the championship game. For Sporting KC star Aurélien Collin, the dream was just beginning. Because after scoring the tying goal in this year's championship, he went on to end the match with this goal in the shootout and give Sporting KC the victory. He won it all, won the MVP, so I had to find out, who is this guy? He's French.
Bonjour, I'm Aurélien Collin.
He's famous.
You just have to get used to it.
And he's funny. You never know who he'll show up as in his fan-favorite web series called Collin's Corner. A chef.
Welcome back to Collin's Corner.
An animal lover.
I cannot disrespect the cat.
Or a relationship expert. This is the place teammates turn to for some friendly advice, and no topic is off limits.
Why don't girls like me?
And while his teammates can only laugh at his life coaching skills, no one is laughing at his fashion sense. Aurélien Collin, the man known for his soccer skills, is making a name for himself in the world of style. He invited me to hang with him on one of the most exciting days of his life, the day his new clothing line was having a star-studded fashion show in Kansas City. The day started here, inside Collin's loft, where designers and associates execute his vision for AC 78.
This is a pretty unique thing you got going on, because it's not every day you hear about a guy who's juggling professional soccer and a career in fashion at the same time. Are they like neck and neck? Which one do you like better? Or is it just they go hand in hand with each other?
No, soccer is my life. I grew up in Paris, in the streets. Every kid will dream about being a professional soccer player one day. So this is my dream, it's my life. And so when I'm not running on the field, I'm drawing and trying to design things,
You actually got your teammates in the show tonight.
Everybody is supportive. They have the perfect body to walk and make the clothes look beautiful. So that's why I'm using them, you know.
Before we hit the road on the big day, I had to give the threads a spin.
Woo!
And it was on to the big show. The backstage atmosphere felt a little like the locker room before a championship game.
What's up, man? You're like a big shot on the pitch, but now you're a fashion model doing the runway? What's going on?
I wouldn't say all that, but this is a very fun experience. Colin has an amazing passion for this, and it's bleeding throughout everybody on the team.
Once the show began, everything was perfect, and our star was pumped.
Ray and Colin AC78 just killed it out there on the stage. How was that, man? That was awesome.
Right. I can't wait to watch the video. I was backstage, preparing everybody, but everybody was very happy.
In the end, after spending a full day with the All-Star, I was more than impressed with this man. In fact, I was ready to match his energy and keep going.
Whoa, sorry, my man. I have to go to training. Till next time, I'm Ray Colin. Bye.
Up next, the NFL insiders who make Madden NFL more than just a video game.
Welcome back. When people talk about EA Sports Madden NFL 25, you hear this a lot. How do they make it so real? Well, the answer is more than the technology. There are key people on the creative team who are former football players. And if that sounds like a dream job, well, it is. A college quarterback, an NFL lineman, a standout defensive back. Exactly what you need to build a team. Not a football team, a team of innovators, athletes whose goal is to create new technology for the future of football.
There's still so much room for us to achieve greatness in this game, and that's really what compels us.
Rex Dixon sounds like more of a coach than a creative director, and in a sense he is. He played college football at Marist before graduating to a dream job in technology. Here, he's assembling a like-minded team to change the future of how sports and computer science come together.
So that's what this next generation is all about, is that ability to deliver the authentic representation of what you see on Sunday.
I would have never dreamed I would be here at EA. And really, for me, it's just like coming to another team.
Clint Oldenburg has spent much of his adult life on teams, NFL teams that is. The former lineman had stints with the Patriots, Broncos, and Redskins, among others. But more importantly, he represents a growing number of football players being recruited by EA Sports.
As a football player, you come into a new arena. I'm now designing video games. You always wonder, am I really the great guy for the job?
His job? He and his football counterparts are responsible for finding missing elements in Madden related to their position.
That moment hits where you built something, it works, it looks great, and then you're like very confident, yeah, I can do this. I can do this just as well as I played football.
Most of the time, it's not much different. Oldenburg's most recent accomplishment, implementing double teams on the offensive line.
This is a feature that a number of our fans have wanted because it shows offensive linemen working together as a unit. And when one lineman doesn't have anyone to block one-on-one, he's definitely going to go help someone in real life.
We've tuned the pass rush to be realistic now. You have as much time in the pocket as a person in real life would. And that's a huge change and shift for this game.
You sometimes walk by, you can't tell if it's a real game or is it a video game, and that's been a goal of ours.
Larry Rehart has been a critical part of the realistic push. In the early 90s, he played quarterback at the University of Florida, which explains why he spent so much time revamping the game's passing system.
In the past, we only had really two types of throws, a bullet pass or a lob. And if you watch NFL, they throw with all different types of trajectories. We'll watch tape and sit down with the engineers and watch different types of passes and say, like, look how he threw it over the linebacker here, but in front of the safeties. how can we get that pass in our game?
The engineers write the code while motion capture technology is used to create new animations, and once a new feature is completed, the team calls a film session.
We also have coaches come down and spend like 2 or 3 days with us
to pick their brains and get their breakdown on X's and O's and how we can make the game more authentic.
Their dedication to innovation is more than visible. Their unique ability is to take their expertise from playing days and turn it into high-tech reality.
Now you're starting to see some behavior that is so intelligent and so reactive that you're like, oh my, that looked like football. It's not strictly the visuals, it's the way the players are thinking, the way they're moving, the way they're reacting. That's what's grabbing people about this game.
Thanks for watching, and remember, no matter where you live, whether it's on or off the field, you can be a game changer.